All right, so for this morning we have strength and conditioning, but we're gonna get ourselves warmed up first, starting with our 10 jumping jacks. So whether you wanna do 10 high impact jacks or 10 low, totally up to you. But I want you to get those hands right up and overhead. And once you have done 10, we're gonna go into 10 front lunges. Keep the lunge nice and small. Don't worry about getting that back knee right down to the floor. But still keep your eyes up, core nice and tight. 10 total, so 5 lunges on the left, 5 on the right. And once you have done the lunge, we're going to do leg swings front and back. And feel free to hold on to something for balance if you need to. We're just gonna warm up through that hip joint a little bit more. Get those eyes onto a focal point. Tighten up those abs again. Swing the arms with the leg. 10 swings on each side. And once you have done your 10, come on down to the floor, high plank or push-up position. And if coming down to the floor is too much, then I want you to elevate your hands onto a coffee table, a staircase, even a workout bench. But we're gonna do a spider climb with a rotation. So hands and toes, one foot comes nice and wide. Take that same hand, open up towards the ceiling, set that foot back, same thing, other side. Eyes are gonna follow the hand, opening up through the shoulder, chest, and the hip. 10 rotations total. 5 on the left, 5 on the right. Noticing if any side feels a little bit tighter than the other. And once you have done your 10, stay down in this plank position, and we'll finish with either 10 plank toe taps or 10 plank jacks. So either jump or step the feet out to the side for 10, and then we're gonna stand up, and we're gonna get rocking and rolling. You're going to need 1 dumbbell, 4 wood choppers. We're going to do 35 seconds on, 10 seconds off. And we're gonna alternate between 2 different moves. So move number 1, we have that 1 dumbbell between our hands, and we're going to alternate a wood chopper over the shoulder, making sure that you rotate through the hip, knee, and ankle, keeping those abs nice and tight. Move number 2 will be a squat jump or a total body extension if you don't want to jump. So 1 dumbbell for me, please. We got 35 seconds on that clock. Here we go. So half squat, and then throw it over your shoulder. So rotating hip, knee, and ankle, abs are nice and tight. Eyes are gonna follow the dumbbell. And once we have done 35 seconds here, we're gonna set the weight off to the side, and we'll go into squat jumps, or if you don't wanna jump, I'm gonna show you a total body extension, which is basically a squat jump without the jump. So 4 more seconds here. Perfect. So again, make sure your weight is out of the way. So a total body extension is you're going to squat down, come up onto the toes and reach for the ceiling, and then come back down. So here is your low impact version right here. Still moving as quickly as you can through the arms and the legs. If you're gonna jump, grab a seat and then pop it up. Still keeping chest up, eyes up. Push those hips back, just as if you were doing a squat. You can do some squat jumps, and then when you can't do any more, take it down. Finish off with that total body extension. Good, 5 more seconds. 1 more of each. Perfect. Grab that dumbbell for me. And again, if you want to go heavier or lighter on round 2, you can do that. You ready? Grab a seat, throw it over the shoulder. So it's just a half squat. We're not going very deep into the squat. Just enough to give us some momentum to help get the weight up and overhead. Good. Keeping those abs nice and tight. Make sure you rotate hip, knee, and ankle. Good. 10 more seconds. One more time with those squat jumps. Good. In 4, 3, 2. Make sure that weight's out of the way. Grab water whenever you need it. All right, 3, 2, here we go. Grab a seat, pop it up. So again, whether you're jumping or not, eyes are up, abs are engaged. We're pushing the hips back. Nice. And again, do as many as you can with the jump, and then take it down a notch. If you're doing total body extensions, I want you to get up on those tippy toes as high as you can. 10 more seconds. And then we're gonna hit up the core. Starting with some plank walkouts. In 4, 3, 2, woo, catch your breath. All right, let's get our feet a little bit wider. Feel free to use your mat, but I need you to bring your hands to the floor. From here, we're gonna walk our hands out into our plank. Watch your hips don't drop. Pull that belly button in, come back, walk your hands, touch the toes. Now, if you've got tight hamstrings, get your feet even wider. They'll take some of that tension off. Keep your eyes on the floor. Belly button pulled up into the spine, and take your time. There is no rush. Good. 3 seconds. We're gonna find your mat. We're gonna hold the plank. So we're on our forearms, either from the knees or the toes. Now if you wanna make it easier, elevate your hands. So pop it up for me. Hips are down, tuck that belly button in, keeping your back nice and flat. Doesn't matter if you're on your knees or on your toes. Pull the belly button in, hips stay nice and square to the floor. Now if you ever need to make the plank easier, I want you to elevate on your hands, either from a staircase or a coffee table, a chair. 4 more seconds. One more time with those plank walkouts. Perfect. Come on up. So remember, make those feet wide if you're tighter in those hamstrings. Okay. Hands come down. Eyes stay on the floor. Keep that belly button pulled up into the spine. And take your time. Don't rush it. Good. Get right out into that plank position. So shoulders are over the wrist. You got it. And watch that your hips do not drop to the floor. Keep that belly button pulled in. I need 10 more seconds. One more time with that plank hold. And then we move on. In 4, 3, 2, good. Find your mat. Remember, elevate the hands if you need to. And you can hold either from the knees or the toes. All right. Pop it up. Here we go. Draw that belly button in. Keeping your back nice and flat. Hips are square. Start on the toes if you can and hold for as long as possible. And when you feel your posture starting to go, which means your hips are dropping or your butt is coming up, then I want you to drop to the knees to finish off our last 10 seconds. All right, when the timer goes, I need 2 dumbbells that you can press overhead with. In 3, 2, there it is. We are going to do some floor to ceiling presses. So you need to be able to get your weight overhead. Dumbbells are just beside you. We're gonna sit down, tap the floor if you can. Hammer curl up to the shoulder, press straight overhead, reverse engineer to come back down. Now keep those eyes up for me. Sit those hips back onto the heels. Abs are always engaged. And when you get into that rhythm or flow, then pick it up a little bit. Keeping that good form. This is going to get your heart rate up. It's supposed to. 4 more seconds. Perfect. All right, we get to do the same thing 3 more times. There's no changes unless you want to swap out your weight. You ready for round 2? Shoulders back. Here we go. Grab a seat, tap that floor. Hammer curl to the shoulder. Press straight up and overhead. Keep those palms facing each other the whole time. Good. You can even use that momentum of getting out of the squat to get the weight to the shoulder, especially if you're trying to go a little heavier. 10 more seconds, that's it, come on. Eyes are up, don't look down at your feet. Come on, 5 more seconds. In 4, 3, 2, there it is. 2 down, 2 to go. Make any weight changes. Grab a quick sip of water if you need it. And we're gonna get ready to rock and roll. Here it is. Tap the floor, shoulder, ceiling. Good. Eyes are back up. Make sure you re-engage that core. Push your hips back onto those heels as you squat. Nice. Make sure when you're coming down, you're not deadlifting. I want you to get that butt down. All right, 10 seconds, come on. We've only got to do this one more time and then we're gonna move on. Good. In 5, 4, 3, 2, there it is. Good, one more time. And then if you happen to have kettlebells at home, you can use it for our next 2 moves. If not, you're with me with dumbbells. Here we go, last one. So, when we are done this last round, we're gonna grab some water. We've only got 10 seconds. You're gonna need 1 dumbbell or kettlebell. We are going to do some swings. Now, if you can bring the weight overhead for an overhead swing, great. If you are not comfortable doing that, you're gonna do a regular swing parallel to the floor. All right, 5 seconds, come on. We're gonna swing next. Perfect. All right, so an overhead or just do a regular swing parallel to the floor. So, weight is in front, knees soft, hips back, height pass. Overhead is to here, regular is to here. Technique is the same, except to get the weight overhead, you gotta give yourself a little bit more power. So we gotta squeeze those glutes and quads a little harder to get that weight above the head. 10 more seconds. Nice work. And we're gonna rinse and repeat this one more time. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and perfect. Nice. One more time. One more time. And then we're gonna go back. We're gonna do some obliques. We're gonna use the hula hoop, the kettlebell, or the dumbbell. All right. Knees soft, butt back, height pass. Swing through. Good work. Remember, if you're not comfortable getting that weight to the ceiling, you're here, parallel to the floor. Good. Make it work for you. Make it challenge you. 15 more seconds. Hula hoop is next. 1 dumbbell or kettlebell, and you're gonna pick a direction, clockwise or counterclockwise. In 5, 4, 3, 2, perfect, good. All right, knees soft, abs tight. So we're gonna circle around the back, switch hands at the back, and then around to the front. Here we go. The goal is not to move the body with the weight. Lock the posture into place. So it's an anti-rotation. We don't want the body moving with the weight. So our abdominals are having to work to keep us in place. So the heavier the weight, the more challenging it's going to get to keep yourself stable. 10 seconds, and then we switch directions. In 5, 4, 3, 2, there it is. Woo. Careful about your toes if you drop the weight. So same thing, other way, and then we get to move on. You ready? Here we go. Behind the back. Switch that weight. Nice. And again, this can be done with the kettlebell as well if you've got them at home. Keep those eyes up, abs tight. Knees are nice and soft. Don't lock out those knees. Good work. So when the timer goes, we're gonna hit the deck. We're gonna start with a Russian twist. You can use a weight, you can go body weight. 10 more seconds. Feel free to grab some water on the way down to the floor. In 3, 2, perfect, good. Hit the deck. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. I want you to lean back. I want you to tuck that belly button in, and we're gonna move the weight from side to side or hip to hip. Eyes are gonna follow the weight. If you wanna make it harder, get your feet up and off the floor. If you need to make it easier, drop the weight, keep the feet down, and sit up taller. And that's gonna make the movement easier. I need 10 more seconds. You got it, you got it. All right, 2 seconds. We're gonna put the weight off to the side. We're gonna do bicycles. So we're still with the obliques. We're gonna lie right down, bring the feet up and hands behind the head. Push your back into the floor. Bring that elbow to opposite knee. Now, smaller legs will be easier. Bigger legs will be harder. So choose your medicine. Keep those shoulders up and see if you can get your elbow to touch the knee. If not, do not worry. Get it across the body as far as you can. Good, you have about 10 seconds left. We're gonna do each move one more time, starting with that Russian twist. That's it, come on. Perfect, come on up. So remember the Russian twist, with or without weight, you choose. Feet either on or off the floor. So lean it back, tuck that belly button in, and let's move that weight from hip to hip. Remember, you can throw those feet up if you want. Good. I want your eyes to follow the weight from the left to right. And if you start to feel your lower back, put the feet down, sit up taller, drop the weight. Good, I need about 10 more seconds. One more time with our bicycles, and then we're actually gonna stay down on the floor for our next move as well. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, weight is out of the way. Last time with these bicycles. Knees up, hands behind the head, lift those shoulders, elbow to opposite knee. Good, make those legs as big or as small as you need to. Keeping that back pushed down into the floor. See if you can get the knee to touch the elbow. Woo, burning now. So we have that 10-second break coming up. We're gonna stay down on the floor, going into abdominal leg raises. So sticking with the core. You got it, you got it, come on. Hold 2 seconds. Ooh, Nelly. So let's tuck the hands under the hips, give our back a little extra support. Bring those feet up towards the ceiling. Push your back into the floor. Lower the legs as far as comfortable. Use those abdominals to pull the legs back up. I do not care if you get your legs right to the floor. I need you to keep your back down and be able to use those abdominals to pull the legs back up and not use the quads. Good. All right, I need about 5 more seconds here. We're gonna change it up for round 2. Now, rather than doing the leg lift, we're gonna do a heel lift to the ceiling. So feet are up, we're gonna push those heels up. So drive your back into the floor, heels come up, lower back down. Again, do not worry about how high you get those legs to the ceiling. What I want you to focus on is using the abdominals to tuck that pelvis under, contract those lower abdominals so that you can move the heels up towards your ceiling. Nice. When that timer goes, we're gonna rinse and repeat, starting with those leg raises. Good, 2 seconds. Nice. Catch your breath. Hands come back under the hips. Bring those legs back to the ceiling. Push that back down into the floor. Lower the legs as far as what's comfortable so that you can use those abdominals to pull the legs back up toward the ceiling. Nice. Take your time. Don't rush it. You got it. Keeping your legs as straight as you can. I need about 5 more seconds, and we'll do those heel lifts one more time. Woo. Perfect. Catch your breath. We're gonna get those heels up to the ceiling next, and then we stand back up. All right, feet up. Push that belly button down. Tuck that pelvis under. Push those heels up towards the ceiling. You got it. Nice. Last time here. When we stand up, I need you to grab one dumbbell that you can press overhead with. Good. Whoo. Abs are on fire. How many seconds? 3. Come on, one more rep. Perfect. Come on up for me. Grab a quick drink if you need it, and one dumbbell. One dumbbell. Hand to the shoulder. Palm's gonna face out. We're gonna do a rotating press. So as you press to the ceiling, pivot, hip, knee, and ankle. Get the dumbbell up. Get that bicep to ear. Reset. Good. Rotate and pivot. And come back. Your dumbbell is going straight to 12 o'clock. Not out in front. Pull that arm back. And the heavier you go with the weight, the more you are going to realize how much you have to get the dumbbell straight to 12 o'clock. Good. 3 more seconds. Good. Same thing on the other side. So let's get that hand up. Knees soft, tighten up the core. And again, we're pressing straight to 12 o'clock. You are basically rotating underneath the dumbbell. So if you're already here and just press like this, that's all you're doing. You're pressing up and pivoting underneath it. Good. So do not take your time with it. There's no rush. There's a lot of working parts. Good. 15 more seconds. And we're going to do each side one more time. So if you want to go heavier or lighter, you can make that happen. Nice. 5 more seconds left. 4, 3, 2. Perfect. Good. One more of each. If you want to make a weight change, you can do that. You ready? All right, hands up. Tighten up that core. Rotate and press. Come on, back down. Good. Rotate and press. Thinking of getting your bicep to the ear. Good. Punching your ceiling with your dumbbell. Nice. All right, we're almost there. I need about 10 more seconds on this side. We'll do the other side one more time. In 4, 3, 2, one more rep. Come on. There it is. Good. Same thing on the other side. Then we got one move left for the legs, and then we're done. So, hand comes up, palm faces out, knee soft. Re-engage those abdominals for me. Good. Get that bicep to ear. Keep your eyes up, so don't look down at your floor. Make sure you're pivoting that hip, knee, and ankle in order to rotate underneath that dumbbell as you press overhead. I need 15 more seconds. And what we're going to do next is a rotational clean. So one dumbbell or one kettlebell. Nothing overhead, just to the shoulder. Nothing overhead. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna go arm to opposite. I'm gonna go on an angle. Arm to opposite leg. Keep your feet closed. What you're gonna do as you come up, we're gonna rotate, clean to the shoulder. And then twist to come back down. Rotate up. And then come back down. If you have a kettlebell, it's the same thing. We are here. We're gonna come up the body. Let the kettlebell wrap around the wrist. Come to that rock position at the shoulder. Come on back down. Clean it up. Good. We're just adding a little twist because we can. I need 5 more seconds. And we'll switch to the other side. Perfect. Good. All right. Keep the same weight from one side to the next, and then you can go heavier or lighter on round 2. Hand to opposite foot. Good. So as we clean, we rotate, we stop at the shoulder. Rotate to come back down. Keeping your eyes up, abs tight. Don't look down at your feet. And remember, we're coming down into a lunge, so I need you to push those hips back. Do not deadlift. Do not come down with a straight back or straight leg. Get those hips down. 10 more seconds. Each side. One more time. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice. All right, who's going up the weight with me? Come on, each side one more time. But only if you can keep good form. All right, here we go. Lunge it down. Clean it up with that rotation. Come on, back. Good. Keeping those eyes up. Re-engage those abs. Push that butt back as you lunge. You got it. We're almost there. We have one more side to do and then we are done. 15 more seconds, come on. Perfect. Less than 10. All right, let's see if we can get 2 more reps in, come on. Up, 1 more. Perfect. Switch sides. Switch sides. I need 35 more seconds, that is it. All right, hand to opposite foot. Sit your butt back. Clean it up. And I need you to keep the weight close to the body. So I don't want you swinging it out and then bringing it back to the shoulder. Zip up that coat. Stopping at the shoulder. And we're using the momentum of getting out of that squat to get the weight to the shoulder. 15 more seconds. That's it, last 10. Almost there. We're gonna have some water and we're gonna stretch it out. In 5, 4, 3, one more rep. Perfect. Grab some water. Nice work. Oh. All right, we're actually gonna start in child's pose. So I want you on your knees, hands out in front, and push your hips back. Reach those arms out in front, like there's something you're trying to grab in front of you. Getting your hips back onto your heels as much as you can. Let your head relax between the shoulders. And then moving your hands either to the left or the right of the mat. Getting a little bit deeper into the one lat muscle. And then after 1 or 2 nice big deep breaths, bring your hands back to the center. And then other side. Bringing those hands back to center for me. See if you can reach those arms a little bit further out in front. And then coming up onto the hands and knees, take one hand, thread it under, drop the shoulder, drop the hips. Find that sweet spot so that you can feel that stretch around the back of the shoulder for me. Everybody's going to be a little bit different in their angles because everybody's joints are a little bit different. Good. Once you feel any tension in that shoulder fade away, I want you to come back up onto the hands and knees and thread the needle on the other side. Dropping the shoulder, dropping the hip. You got it. Nice. And again, when that tension in the shoulder fades away, we're going to come back onto our hands and knees. We're going to flex the feet. We're going to push your butt up, heels come down into the floor. Head between the shoulders. Feel free to pedal out the feet to get into the calves a little bit better. And from here, bring one leg up towards your ceiling. Bring that knee to the same wrist. Slide your back leg back. You could stay nice and tall, or you can get low. Whatever allows you to get into that hip stretch the best. Staying in your pigeon pose until tension in that hip fades away. Good. And then slowly coming back up onto the hands, flexing that back foot, pushing your hips into the ceiling again, bringing the other leg up, that knee to the same wrist, slide that foot back. Staying tall or getting low, whatever allows you to get into that hip stretch. Letting all that tension fade away. Nice. And then coming back up on to the hands and on to the toe. Coming back up into that downward dog. Dropping back down into the knees. And what we're gonna do is a frog. We're gonna get into the inner leg a little bit better. So I want you to spread the knees as much as you can, keeping your shins parallel with the edges of your mat. So my toes are not in and they're not out too wide. From here, we're gonna sit the hips back. And this is going to get into your inner leg. And the more you sit the hips back, the deeper the stretch is going to get. So again, breathe through it. And the wider you can get those knees, the deeper the stretch as well. Good. We're not going to hold it here forever, because I know this stretch can get intense pretty fast. Nice. Perfect. I want you to shift your weight forward, bring your knees back together, flex those toes again, push your hips up, and then walk your feet towards your hands. And I want you to hang like a ragdoll. Good. Slowly start to work your way up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bringing those shoulders down and back. We're going to interlace those hands, opening up through the chest. So shoulders are down. Push the shoulders back, stick that chest out. So we're getting the front of the shoulder and the chest here. And once you feel any tension start to fade away, we're going to give ourselves a nice big old pat on the back. So hand behind, we're going to push that elbow back, getting a nice stretch through the tricep. Switching sides, triceps didn't do a whole lot today, but I like to kind of hit everything. And then we're going to grab onto an ankle. So feel free to hold on to something for balance, but knees come together, push that hip forward. And when your tension in that quad starts to fade away, then we're going to switch legs. Good. And again, noticing if one side feels tighter than the other. And that goes with all of the stretches that we do, because you can always circle back and maybe hit up some stretches for a second round if you need to. All right, amazing work today. Have a great rest of the day.